Giants Live comes to the Fly DSA Arena. Tonight's crucible of World's Strongest Man qualification. Perhaps the World's Strongest Man, Eddie the Beast Hall, is partly why so many fans have made the pilgrimage to Yorkshire as only the fourth Brit in the World's Strongest Man history to win the hallowed title.
Jeff Capes looking ferocious.
Jimmy Reeves this time going for 150 kilos.
Well, if anyone can, it must be Gary Taylor.
Really fired up and carrying the hopes of the whole of Britain.
Hall has to get that fifth stone up and he'll know that he's done it.
And he's done it.
Oh my goodness, come on Eddie!
This is it, Eddie the Beast Hall. Britain's Eddie the Beast Hall is the world's strongest man, the first Brit in 24 years to manage it.
Jeff, you've travelled a long, hard road to get to this proud moment, the world's strongest man. An emotional moment for you.
Yep. Oh, am I pleased now? Yes.
I have conquered my dream. I want to go and enjoy life now.
Well, Hall certainly achieved his dream, but retire he has not. 4 British titles, and despite a severe hip injury, the Beast is back for a 5th here at the British Open.
For me, Eddie's going to come out on top. I think he's going to be pushed on certain events. You know, he's not at his best. He's still unbelievably strong, you know, but you think Graham's the man to watch. Hicksy's looking really, really good, and, you know, I can't see a weakness.
I would say, yeah, my chances are good. Everyone has the day. You know, it might be my day.
And Hicks, he's been on the podium, 2nd place before. Well, never has the chance been better to pick off Eddie Hall. Terrible hip injury has left him weak and not the man he once was. But he's going to come back for one more.
You know, we all get injuries, and it's been somewhat tough to come and get ready for this Britain's Strongest Man. But in all honesty, a 60% beast is probably good enough to beat the best of Britain.
Well, I can't predict anything, but I like Hicksy. You know, he's powerful today. He really is. But Bishop is really quick with his feet. He's so athletic. If he can maintain his balance with 1,000 pounds, he's gone with this.
All right, let's see who goes through the gears quickest. Graham Hicks, Hicksy as he's known, sits at a cool 300 pounds, 137 kilograms. Well, Hicks has never won Britain's Strongest Man before, but he's never quite hit his prime or his peak during the Britain's Strongest Man time. This is a very impressive display of lifting so far. Up it goes. Number 3 in, I guess, 22 seconds. But who cares if he bangs up number 4? Anyone who does 4, no matter what time, beats a quick time on 3. And I still think he's the quickest on 3. Number 4. He nails it and points at the Big Daddy. Well, well, well. 200 kilograms. It's a monster. Takes his time. Still has over 30 seconds on the clock. But he knows Eddie Hall is to come. Does the clean. Does he have the energy to press? Oh. Well, he got it overhead. In the old days, he might have rested it on top of his head, but that's illegal now. And, oh, that was even closer than I thought it was. 4 and 38 seconds. Eddie the Beast Hall. All 186 kilograms of him. It almost looks short from a distance. but he stands around about 1.90 m. He's the world's strongest man for a reason. Incredible shoulder power, though. Oh my goodness me, the second log, 140 kilos, was easier than the first. 160 kilos. That was the first little error. Had to step forward there. Little off balance, hit it too early maybe, but that doesn't matter. This log looks like he's just ahead of Hicks in terms of time. If it comes to the fourth log, he'll be the fastest. He's not even going to attempt the fifth. Gets the nod from Magnus Van Magnusson. I'm sure he would have done the fifth the way he chucked this up. Goodness, 4 and 32 seconds.
Eddie, quickly, walk us through those logs, because number 3 looked a little bit shaky. Tell us about 4 and how you got so fast.
Well, I've been practicing this and training pretty hard. Just been setting it up as it is there, taking my time, loading it up, doing more reps. The third log seemed to be very heavy towards the right, which I saw every athlete, so I made sure I shifted it a little bit to my left, which made a big difference.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Graham Hicks, third place of Britain's Strongest Man in 2017, is his highest ever placing. The world's strongest man. Now that's a title to have. And there's Hull fans aplenty in the crowd here. But his injured hip that he did about 2 months ago, oh my goodness, Hull's belt's fallen off as well. That's going to be a nightmare on that hip injury. He detached a tendon, squatting heavy weights. Well, Hicks on the left is ahead. That must have put Hull off. His belt just flopped off. Catching up. My goodness me. He's doing this with no suit, no belt on. This is extraordinary from Eddie Hall. He's got a very light belt, actually still just around his waist. But Hicks puts in a flurry as we get towards the end of the 60 seconds. 14 apiece, tied with Felix and Bishop at the moment. Hall grinds out another, and Hicks. That's it, that's time, says Magnus Van Magnusson. There's your winner. And an impressive battle. Hicks just ground to a halt. 14 reps. Hall did what he needed to get that win despite losing a belt. Graham Hicks against Eddie Hall. This is a mouth-watering clash of the giants. Eddie Hall looks in the zone. Now this, of all the events he was probably most afraid of because of that hip injury he suffered. Both men pull in a big breath of air and off they go. It's Hicks who's in the lead. He's going to take this surely on the line. Yes, he does. That looks even quicker than Holland's, and Hall is in a world of pain. There's no handshake between them as Hall looks like he couldn't think of anything but his hip. Let's have a look at that finish. 10.02, good enough for second, but at what cost?
Graham Hicks, you're not even winded. How do you do that?
Practice.
A man of few words. Graham Hicks, ladies and gentlemen.
Graham Hicks. He's a little perturbed by something. He wants his implements shifted about, I guess. Eddie Hall looks stoically cool, somehow coming to terms with the pain. Well, I guess he's so used to it now. We saw in the super yoke, though, that it really came to the fore. Getting a little comedy out of it. Pretending he didn't. Full start there. Eddie Hall. Oh, he fumbles a little bit on the first barrel. Obviously a bit nervous about picking it up. He is, well, rotund, you could say, chunky, extremely barrel-chested Eddie Hall. And those barrels, he was worried about carrying them because they sit so much further out from his body than other people. But this is extraordinary for a massive man. Oh, and a mistake. A second mistake by Hall. It's a window of opportunity for Hicks. Can he capitalize? It's all down to the tire, as it was in the previous heats. Oh my goodness, who gets it? Oh, Hall shot puts it in. And he goes from behind to take that win in the pair, but he's in fifth, Hicks in sixth.
Tell us about the run. What a race.
Yeah, it was a good race. I fumbled on the barrel and the sack. My hip is absolutely agony, and you know, I'm just pushing through. Pain is nothing. Pain's pain. That title's more important to me.
Even more Eddie Hall fans in the crowd. Graham Hicks, he too very good at this event. Then again, you can say that about this lead pair on just about everything. There we go, the whistle. And they take that full weight.
Control bringing the far side from Eddie.
It's the weight equivalent of a suitcase and a half. You think of a heavy suitcase, holding it straight out in front of you, try that at the airport, and then chuck another medium-sized one on top. It is brutally heavy. Hall not looking about and showboating, just sucking the air in, trying to keep lactic acid at bay. 40 seconds, Hicks on the left, definitely shaking now. Hall on the right, still holding hard, and Hicks goes down. Well, he's gone down behind a cluster of men. That's going to hurt him on points. Hall goes for Smith's time of 62 seconds and doesn't do it. A glorious victory for Smith, but I think Hall gave everything there. I'm not sure he had any more to give. His arms just drooped, and that's it. Well, this is all about first. Graham Hicks on the right here. 5 points behind Eddie the Beast Hall. If Hall stumbles here, makes mistakes like he did in the loading, he will lose his first British title in 5 years. Yes, this is for the 5th in a row for Hall. And it's Hicks who's in the lead. Hall cannot panic here. Then again, he's the world's strongest man. He knows what to do in pressure situations. And it's Hicks who fumbles on the 4th. Hall takes a 5th title. There's no doubt about it. He is the strongest man here today. As he said, pain is temporary. And well done to Graham Hicks. 2nd place for Hicksy, his best ever finish at a British Championships. And that's one way to take your t-shirt off.
How does it feel to be the greatest?
Feels amazing, absolutely amazing. But I'll tell you what, doesn't matter what background you come from, doesn't matter who you are, work hard, keep your head down, and you can achieve amazing things.
Those are incredible words, Eddie Hall.
Thank you, guys, and thank you everybody here. I really appreciate the fans, especially everyone on TV. Thank you very much.